Yeah.
And sometimes in situations that may be quite stressful, and are you going to be working with the others to make it okay, or it
Yeah.
just
They need people like
yeah,
not on Klonopin or something.
yeah,
It's interesting though because it would explain potentially. It could explain the little quote unquote unexplainable things. Like why do we
yes,
get
yes,
deja vu or
yeah,
something like that? Or why does someone think of one thing, sitting in New Jersey and another person that they know is thinking of the same thing at the same time sitting in California? Like maybe that's strictly some other type of explanation, but maybe it is. There's some sort of weird like momentary shift between the dimensions, if you will, that just
So
sparks the
if they
idea.
were, that would be great if they were, because that gives you something tangible
Yeah.
to test. So if you think, I don't think, but if you think things that seem surreal first can be explainable through those things, it actually means there is an element of reality. There is an effect on us, and we can latch on that to make an experiment, make some predictions, and test if they're right. So
Maybe we'll be able to do
yes,
that.
maybe. Yeah,
I'll be there for
yeah,
the test.
yeah.
I want to test the multiverse.
Maybe the fact that you're thinking about it is just
Maybe that's going to bring it about. I
that's
don't know.
right. That's
That's
right.
why we're doing this podcast.
Think
We're
about
trying
it
to.
hard enough. And,
That's right. I'm going to
yeah.
transport it into the middle of the table right here. But you also, I'd read you actually looked into becoming an astronaut yourself and
here I
doing
am.
doing some things that are related to actually exploring like some of the science you've devoted your life to. So why didn't you? I think at some point like you got sick or something like that, so you had to drop out.
Yeah, I never got sick in the end, but I had latent TB. Do you know what latent TB is?
Is that tuberculosis?
It's tuberculosis, but in fact, latent just means that you've been infected once in your life and your body resisted it. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's within you. It's quite common. I don't know about the US, but throughout the world, it's really very common. A third of the world population has been infected at some point by TB.
I didn't know that was still like the case.
Yeah, I mean, in some part of the world, TB is very, very present still. And so I've been living in different countries. It's perhaps not so surprising in itself.
But you went to actual. It was in the European Space Program, right?
Yeah, the European Space Agency. And so they had actually in 1920 or 1921. I don't remember. 1920 or 1921. They had an new astronaut selection. But the one I applied to and I went through was in 2008, 2009. So it was a long process of call for astronaut, people apply, and there's a whole more than a year-long selection program.
And what does that look like?
So there's a lot of psychological test and team working test and stress test. Psychological test with different people trying to check. Really, I think the main thing is you want to check, are you going to be okay out there? Are you going to be okay out there, not just for a few minutes, but potentially for months? Yeah. And sometimes in situations that may be quite stressful, and are you going to be working with the others to make it okay, or it just
they need people like not on Klonopin or something.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So somehow they thought I was okay with that respect. And then there's also some logic tests and some, in fact, some physics tests, but more some IQ tests and a lot of stress test, putting different people in situation where it could be perceived a bit stressful, and they have to communicate with one another to get out of it. It was fun, in fact, and more than 8,000 people applied, and as the process went through, you could see that the people that were going down, they were really nice people. They were really thinking you could be with them in a room for 6 months with quite challenging condition, and it'll be fine. You could really rely on them. So they definitely did something right through the process, because in the end, I was with the last 42, and they did groups of people. So with a group of 7 people, where we had very intense medical test.
And that's where they found this.
And that's when they found it. Yeah.
What did that feel like when they told you?
So throughout that week, I went through all sorts of tests. You can imagine they do all sorts of things. They really want to make sure that it's not just that you're okay right now, but they're not taking any bet into training someone for decades, for 10 years possibly, and then they'll end up with a condition. So they really want to make sure you're okay. They do all sorts of tests, which are quite intrusive. So the whole week was really, really intense. And by the end of the week, I had a chat with the doctor in charge. We went through all the results, and he said, "Oh, everything looks really good." And it was the first time I thought, wow, maybe that can work out. And he was saying they actually need a woman, and it would be good. So I thought, okay. He said, we're just missing one test. I'll send you the results as soon as I have it. It's the TB test. So I thought, oh, that's fine.
I'm good.
That's fine. I don't have you seen me? I don't have TB. I'm not coughing. I'm fine. So I left, and it's not like I thought, okay, this is it, but I thought maybe there's a chance for this to work out. And then I was about to board the plane, and I got a message from the doctor saying, "Here's the results from the TB. I'm so sorry." So yeah, it didn't feel great. But it was very clear. It wasn't something where I thought, oh, if I trained more, I could have done it. If I'd done anything differently, I could have done it. It's not like that.
There's no failure or anything on your part. It's
just, it did feel a little bit like a failure, but
it's a health test. Like, what are you gonna do?
No, there's nothing you can do. In fact, I think if it had been something psychological, I'd think, oh wow, I'm not a very good person. I should have been nicer or whatever. You can always blame yourself, and of course you can blame yourself, but that's just the way it is. It's not like I could really have done anything about it. So you just have to to pick yourself up, and in the end things turned out quite differently as compared to what I would have expected, but things are fun. I'm having fun every day.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of cool shit.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah.
But do you still, especially like with private organizations, like you've already referred to today, doing some space trips, do you still dream of doing that?
I think it's less for me. I really wanted to be out there for months and in fact pushing research, something for a little bit more for science. Not that I don't want to go into conversation of what is worth, what is not worth to, but for me, I would have wanted to do it like that.
Not 6 minutes.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get you up there for a month though. We'll find somebody.
Okay, do that.
We'll work on it. I'll see who keeps sitting in this seat.
Okay,
we'll find out.
Do that, yeah.
Thank you guys for checking out this clip. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button on this video. It is a huge, huge help. And if you'd like to check out this clip's full podcast episode, that link is in the description below or right here. And finally, you can follow me on Instagram and X by using the links in my description below.